Hey everybody, this is Jason from Our Dad Plays, and this is week 6 of the DSG Draft League. Tonight, Andy is going to be facing Michael in our draft league, and I'm going to go over Andy's team here while he plays, and we're going to go ahead, I'm going to commentate for him. So the first Pokemon on his team is Kingdra. He's going to be running a Life Orb set with Swift Swim, so he'll have double speed in the rain, and he's going to run Draco Meteor, Hurricane, and Muddy Water on that one. Then he's got Raichu with Lightning Rod, and he's going to run the Focus Sash set. This one's a little different. He's got the Charm, so he can deal with those pesky physical attackers that Michael has. And he's going to run Helping Hand, and obviously he'll run Fake Out. Then he's running the Heat Rotom. This one he picked up in the in our draft. He's running the Nasty Plot set with Overheat and Thunderbolt, and the Pasho Berry. So that'll help him out a little bit. And this, also to go along with his Kingdra, he's running the Politoed with Drizzle, so he can bring the rain, and the Wikiberry with Scald, Helping Hand, and Earth Power. And Escavalier, which has kind of been his MVP of his team. It's got Overcoat, the Akaberry, Ironhead, Excisor, Drill Run, and Protect. And it's really good in Trick Room. And then he's running the Urshifu, the Dark Fighting type, with the Unseen Fist, and it's Assault Vested. So it's a little bit different than he has been in the past. And he's had some pretty good success with this running on a regular team, but just your typical set on this one. He added Ironhead in place of what would be Protected if you're running it with a Focus Sash. So let's go ahead and punch a code in here and go ahead and get to it. And he's going to see if he can find Michael on the stream, and we'll get this game going. Like I said before, we are running in week 6 of an 8-week draft league, and then right after that, we're gonna start our playoffs. So it's going to be pretty exciting as we go through this and figure out who's going to make the playoffs. I think Michael is right around on the bubble as far as the playoffs go right now. And so it's gonna be pretty tough for him to make the playoffs. Andy is doing really well. He only has one loss to an opponent right now, so he's in prime position. He's most likely inside. Actually, he is in the playoffs right now because he still has a bye week left. So he only has one more opponent after this week. So Michael's picking the battle rules right now, and we will get going. So. This should be a good matchup, mostly because Michael has Cinderace, which a lot of you are playing the Series 6 rules now, and so you're looking a lot of these Pokemon that we're using in our league have been banned now. So until the next, it looks like he wants Andy to decide the battle rules, and so they've been banned. And so we're still running on Series 5 rules, and that's to allow for those banned Pokemon to play because we drafted from everything that was available in the Series 5. So we've still got pretty much everything going. I've got a Rillaboom on my team. So after week 8, the playoffs will pick up. Okay, so here's Michael's team. We're getting our first look at it. Yeah, that is a Charmander that you're seeing over there. He's got the Cinderace. He's got the Weavile. Gyarados, which is a very menacing opponent. And he's got his last 2 there. And he picks out his Kingdra. Looks like he's going to go with the Rotom. We are not live streaming this, so there's no chance that his opponent can see this right now. We're just recording, and then we're going to upload it. So Urshifu and looks like he's going to go ahead and bring the rain. So I ran the Barraskewda last season in our draft league. I won the draft league. I used Barraskewda a lot in the beginning of the league. And then I want to say I started off the season undefeated. I think I went 5-0, and then I honestly stopped using the Barraskewda. It's really powerful. It's very good. It cannot be redirected. That's what I love about it. Like Duraludon's Stalwart. However, that's one of its abilities. However, it's super frail. So I had to sash it and, or band it, and you hope you take out a Pokemon. And so he is going with the Glaceon. I'm sorry I didn't go over the Glaceon before, which is, he really likes the ice types. Michael, and he goes after those ice types. Even when we play in the league, he's got some, he likes Weavile, he likes the ice types. So he's going with the ice lead here. So we've got a Rotom Kingdra start, and we've got the Glaceon Weavile start. So looks like Andy is looking at trying to get off a nasty plot, just a power up. We'll see if we see a fake out from Weavile and what's going to happen from the Glaceon. So we set the field. And it looks like Michael's still deciding what to do here. Maybe a little bit undecided. The Rotom, he cannot be happy about that. Starting off. And looks like we are going to see a max turn 1 from Michael. And it's going to be Weavile. Like I said, he really likes the Weavile on his team. It's a really good Pokemon. I'll be honest with you, he plays it better than anybody I've ever seen. And I think it's because he's very comfortable with playing it, which is nice. So we do come out with the Protect from Kingdra. So he's going to get the Hail going with Hailstorm into Kingdra. Andy looks like he had that pegged, and that's why he picked up the Protect. Hail starts. That's going to be a good sign for Glaceon. Rotom starts his Nasty Plot, which is definitely going to raise his special attack 2 stages. And he goes for the Freeze Dry. So he doubles up into the Kingdra with a high-risk move. Didn't pay off in turn 1. And in turn, Rotom gets a double special attack, double stage raise there. Okay, that's what I thought. We're going to see him switch in and change the weather here, it appears, and bring the rain. And we're going to see that Rotom start to do some damage. So he's going to take away the Hail. It's going to take away it's going to take away the weather for the ice Pokemon here, and let Rotom go to work. So Kingdra is going to go away. We'll see if he's going to try to double up into that slot again. Out comes Politoed. There comes the Drizzle. And he's moving out Glaceon. So maybe he did predict that. And he's bringing in Gyarados. Not bad. Not bad. Got the Intimidate off. But don't think he really anticipated the... Maybe he was thinking more of a fire attack here. And there's the Max Rotom. And this is... So, oh, there's the Hailstorm. That does about 40% to the Politoed. Changing over the weather again. So he definitely was aggressively going after it. And then there's the Lightning. Oh, he switches up and he went into Weavile, and it gets him down to about 20%. Also bringing the Electric Terrain, so he's going to be set up for a lot more damage on the next turn. Maybe not the best time to bring Gyarados in. But I understand he was probably worried about the Heat Rotom, or I mean the Rotom's some kind of a fire attack coming down. Okay. See what happens in this next turn. Andy quickly selected on that one. Okay, so Weavile is going to go with a max strike on this one. He finally figures out that Rotom means business, and he drops his speed. That was good thinking there. There's a waterfall attack. There's the berry. That's good, yeah, for the Gyarados. Okay, good. So it looks like the Gyarados is the only thing he's going to have to probably deal with the Heat Rotom. And it just wasn't enough. I actually think in that case, his Hail counteracted the damage from the Gyarados. He probably should have left the water up, the rain up. I'm not saying it would have, it definitely wouldn't have taken the Rotom out, but I think it would have done a lot more damage from the waterfall. He may rethink that one, you know, going into game 2. Okay, so Glaceon comes out, and here comes the Cinderace. It's the first time we're seeing Cinderace. And he's picking out as the biggest threat is, and it looks like it's Cinderace at this point. Hail is in effect. Andy has all 4 Pokemon. Michael's down to Cinderace and Glaceon at this point. I'm not quite sure what his strategy will be at this point, but he does have the... He does still have the Hail up for Glaceon. Politoed picks Protect. Not really a threat at this point for Michael. Cinderace used an Ally Switch. Interesting. And Glaceon is using Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice, and it maybe does 15% to the Rotom. And in the electric terrain, he brings Glaceon down to, appears to be a Sash. Nope. That is not a Sash. That looks like it got down to 1 HP. Yeah, we actually looked at him because it actually happened earlier in a game to us. Maybe it's down to just a couple HP, but 1 or 2 HP. All right, so Glaceon hanging on by a thread. Cinderace still up to full health. Has only revealed Ally Switch at this point. And he's still sitting on all 4 Pokemon. Pretty commanding lead at this point. Pretty cool graphic when they show Cinderace and he's just playing with his soccer ball. Okay, so what are we going to see from Cinderace? Rotom's protecting now. He's got the power-up Rotom protecting. Pyro Ball goes into the protected Rotom. And Glaceon hits the Freeze Dried into the Urshifu. Does about 50%. Got some decent damage into Urshifu. Yep. Okay, Rotom is going to be down to 32 HP. Alright. And it looks like Andy is going to go with another Thunderbolt. He looks like he is going to try to take out the Cinderace. Cinderace goes for a high jump kick and takes out Urshifu. So, started out with the Ally Switch, but he's definitely in... oh! And this match is not over yet, by any means. He definitely started off very passive with the Cinderace, but it shows you how much offense that Cinderace can produce. With the high jump kick, and, you know, now the Hail's gone. Now he brings the Rain and Kingdra with the double speed. So this is going to be a much tougher task for the Cinderace. But it's definitely not 100% over yet. He's going to go Helping Hand, Muddy Water, so he does have the spread move. Got my dog down here pestering me. Come here, girl. All right. This is getting, this got a little closer all of a sudden. I think the better strategy for Michael would have been to start with the Cinderace. Even if he backs it out, puts a little bit, it just puts on so much offensive pressure. That thing is just a beast. Yes, I understand the rain. You got the dual speed in the rain, but maybe Weavile Cinderace, and you know he can Airstream with it. Okay. Oh, and he does hit it. Muddy Water's always so sketchy with misses, so you never want to talk about it. Try to jinx either party with it, something like that. So it got pretty close. It got pretty close there in the end. Well played by both parties. Michael made a really good rally there in the end, so I think he's going to be playing this second game a little bit differently. It's going to probably be a pretty close game. So, okay. Okay, sweetie, come here. I got my dog wanting to come up here. I don't even have coffee tonight, but she still wants to come up. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Okay. So we got game 2. Really, really good game. Gonna go with Rose for... It's a great music for game 2. Okay, cool. He knows that's one of my favorite songs on this one. All right, cool. So, what will be the strategy for Michael going into game 2? We're going to see the Barraskewda this time. Although it has the... I believe it also carries Swift Swim. I was going to... along with the ability to, you know, ignore redirection. I'm sorry, I can't remember what that... Do you remember what that ability is called on Barraskewda? Oh, Propelitail. That's what it was. I just couldn't remember it. Either one. Okay, so we're going to find out what Michael's going to pick here. He's usually takes his time picking this one. I don't think we're going to see Charmander. I'm just going to double down on that bet. I don't think we're going to see Charmander. So we're going to see, I think, one combination of the other 5. It looks like he's already made his decision. So I think as he was thinking it through and playing through the game, he pretty much decided what he was going to do differently. So... all right, let's see what kind of lead we're going to go with here. It might be Weavile Cinderace. I think that might be a better lead for him. I don't know. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's Weavile Glaceon again. Interesting. And Andy starts a totally different lead. He's going with Raichu, and he's going with Escavalier. And he is going with the Charm set. So he is going to try to dramatically drop the attack stat. He's hoping that Weavile maxes again. He's betting on it. If it does max again, he's probably going to regret it immediately because it's brutal when somebody pulls Charm on you. Because you realize you just use your max move and they drastically dropped your attack stat. And you're dead in the water as a max Pokemon. Yeah, you can still do some damage, but it's minimal. It's very minimal because that's just turn 1. They charm you, and then they're going to get it off again, turn 2. He's maxing here. Could it be Glaceon?
That's me.
I'm thinking it might be... oh, it's the Escavalier. So there's not a max from my opponent. Because he would have gone first. That Escavalier is slow. So, there's a fake out. Oh, so we're not going to see a charm. Holy cow, that did a ton of damage.
Way too much.
40%. And a Shadow Ball into Escavalier. Max Steel Spike into Glaceon. Yikes. That one-shots Glaceon. Escavalier is really underrated. I thought it was Not a good Pokemon. I was going to use a different language. But I did not think it was very good. But I've seen, Andy showed me that it can be very good, and I'm very surprised. So my guess is there's going to be a different charm target on the field all of a sudden. Yeah, out comes Cinderace, and he's immediately got to be concerned about that now with Weavile on the field and Cinderace. So again, I think this would have been the better start. I understand. Only thing I'm saying is I think that it brings a different kind of pressure. Heavy offensive pressure. You've got fake out pressure. It's just a different kind of a lead. And you still got Glaceon in the back. You can pivot in, out. So he is maxing the Weavile. Very comfortable with the Weavile as a max Pokemon is Michael, and he is going to... So he's max guarding this Cavalier, which is plus up. Oh, he's going after Raichu. Takes out Raichu before he can get off the charm. That was pretty smart. It's almost like he knew what he was going to do. I don't think he knew that, but I mean, he definitely picked it out as a threat. So, pretty interesting. And there goes Cinderace with his Pyro Ball, and it was a good protect from Andy. Which he does have the berry on there for the for fire attacks, so that can trigger, that will definitely help him take one like a champ. And he's also raised his defense with the Steel Spike. So that's also going to help. He's dropped some rain now on that. So, okay, so he's going to go for a Scald and a Steel Spike. Further add to his bulk. Okay, so he is going to switch it up. Pretty smart. Again, this is nice play. Wow, that did a lot of damage. Again, about 60% into Politoed. And so took away his rain. And here goes Pyro Ball. There goes the berry. Oh, that did a lot more than I thought. And it almost one-shotted Escavalier. Scald. Oh my gosh, that did a lot too, though. Almost 90% to the Cinderace. And this is going into Weavile. Oh, and it takes out Weavile. Oh my gosh. Escavalier is just racking up kills right now. Takes out his second Pokemon of the game, too. Raises his defense again. And down goes his max Pokemon. That's pretty rough. Now, Cinderace is still around, but with the Hail out, it's not going to last another turn. So, at this point, he's only got 2 Pokemon left, and he reveals the Barraskewda as one of those Pokemon. Another situation, I think it might have been a mistake to take him out, to take out the rain. Even if he's Propeller Tail, his liquidations are going to do a lot more damage in the rain. Maybe change his typing on his Cinderace so that he's not a fire type. I don't know. I think there were other options there. Maybe switch it out. I understand he probably would have lost it if he switched it out, but yikes. Yeah, I think he could almost protect through here on this one. We'll see what happens here. Is he going to do the high jump kick? There goes Politoed. He's dropping it down. He's not going to be able to switch that out since one of his last 2 Pokemon. He is all in right now. There goes the Pyro Ball. And it one-shots Urshifu. Wow. Really, really. And it looks like Cinderace is going to go down at this point to Hail. And it'll be 1v1. Escavalier versus Barraskewda. And it looks like Michael is in a pretty good position here. He might be able to protect with the hail damage. I'm not quite sure if he has protect on it. He goes with close combat and ends the game. Really well played by Michael that game. I mean, he was in a tough spot. he got honestly a pretty good prediction on that turn with the switch in from Urshifu, and where he crossed him up and hit the Pyro Ball. You know, that was a really well played round, and a great recovery, because I thought that when he got the Escavalier got the power up there, that you know, from the second Steel Spike, I honestly thought he was going to be bulletproof at that point. That Pyro Ball did a ton of damage. I was really shocked by that for, you know, the bulk that it had on it. Oh, is that cord fitting you in the face? I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a good girl. You're a good girl. All right, game 3. This is exciting. All right, cool. We are going to a game 3 here, and we will see how it goes. All right, so what does Michael do here on this one? At this point, I'm not sure he changes much. We may see Gyarados here. You know, Barraskewda did really well for him in that game. He did bring it in mostly towards the end, but it had 2 KOs in the end. Yes, it kind of cleaned up a little bit, but its speed, that's what really helped it. Its speed was really nice. And I think that's kind of one of the things that, in the end, it just hurt Andy a little bit in the end, was the speed factor. But honestly, that switch in, he got caught a little bit on that switch in, and that's what hurt. And then, of course, Escavalier was pretty much crippled already, so there really wasn't much he could do with when he was 1v1 with the Barraskewda. So this will be interesting. I really expect to see pretty much the same Pokemon from him, unless Glaceon sits this one out instead of Gyarados, possibly. Glaceon has not really done much for him, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, I mean, Weavile's been good. I think Weavile's been good, and it's been good to switch up the Hail once in a while. But if he does, so he is going with the Weavile Glaceon. I was going to say, if he does, I would be really careful this time of when you're going to switch it up, as far as if you were going to use it with Barraskewda. Okay, so we've got, this is True Weather Wars here. We've got Rain versus Hail. And so Andy opted not to play the Charm game this time. At least not initially. If he is, it's going to be later. He's never revealed the Charm that I know of, so it never got to use it. And it was just because it just didn't end up going first. It got faked out once, and then it got taken out. Okay, so Politoed goes back. Here comes Urshifu. And here we go. We are going to see a Max on turn 1. Loving the ponytail. And the brown leather jacket. Is that really bugging you? You're such a diva. Okay. Alright, Kingdra. Double speed in the rain. We get a Max from Michael. I know. Okay. Alright. Here comes Weavile again. He loves to max the Weavile. Okay. Max Wormwind into the Glaceon. Glaceons. That's about 70%. Dropping the attack stat. That's going to hurt. So we're going to see a Max Knuckle here. Max Dark. Into Urshifu. Great switch in there. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. That was a good read. Good read by Andy. Great switch in. And Hyper Voice. Yikes. That's going to do more to the Urshifu. Yeah, he's got to target down that Urshifu, or excuse me, that Glaceon. He does not want to take any more of those Hyper Voices. And looks like he is going to 1-2. Each take a target there. And we're going to see what happens here. Will we see anything different? Surprise, this was the first game we didn't see him try to change the weather on the from the Weavile. So he went straight up for the Max Dark, trying to switch it up. We may see him try to change the weather here, so I have a feeling he'll go for the Max Hailstorm. That's just a thought. And Glaceon goes down. You get another attack drop. That's going to hurt. And Urshifu is slower. Oh, he goes for the Max Knuckle, so he wants to get that back up. And, oh, Urshifu survives. This is not going to be good. Does get the attack raised, but I think this could be a big problem. Close combat. Yeah, that's what I thought. Weavile gets taken out by Urshifu. And just like that, it is 4 versus 2. Very, very tough. You know, I think part of the problem was not going for the Hailstorm turn 1. I understand Andy, pulled it back out right away, so I get that. He didn't know that, obviously, turn 1. But not changing the weather has its consequences because the speed of Kingdra and then the drops. So it was well played by Andy both times. So now he's stuck with the weather. Now Barraskewda is, maybe this is the way he's playing Barraskewda. If he had Barraskewda and Andy had, not brought Cinderace, I guess, maybe this time. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. See what set Cinderace has on him. But he's in a tough spot here. He's lost his max. He's got 1 turn of his max left. He's in the rain. He's double speed. Urshifu. Oh, this is the Barraskewda that I had before. Very frail. Doubled up. Oh, one-shot Cinderace. Oh my gosh. That's not good for Michael. Very unfortunate for Michael. Well played by Andy. The Kingdra takes him out, and then the close combat just doesn't do enough damage. Barraskewda is very, very frail, so the Sucker Punch almost one-shotted it. And he's free at this point to double up into the Barraskewda, and Sucker Punch will take it out. So, really well played by Andy. The start, from the start this time, starting off with the rain and immediately backing off the Politoed with the switch in, that was a great move. I think the other mistake, the initial mistake by Michael on that turn 1 would have been possibly to double up into the biggest threat there, which was the Kingdra. 1, change the weather, and then 2, attack it with the Glaceon. By attacking that Politoed slot with the Max Dark, it allowed him to get a ton of damage on the Glaceon and get the attack drop. So, but honestly, that was a great set of games. Well played by both players. So that's pretty much it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. And that's it for week 6 of our draft league. And thanks for watching. Appreciate it.